Hello, everyone, and welcome to Your Daily Five. I am Jane Gallina, also known as Airplane Jane, and pretty much out there on social media. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, my website, cjanetrade.com, and also on Telegram, Airplane Jane XRP Bull. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at jane@cjanetrade.com. All right, let's get into it. This week is all about the fireworks all over again, right? We are seeing, this is the Russell 2000 ETF, IWM, on a daily chart. It looks a little choppy, but you can see it hit a bit of resistance there and it's just sort of been channeling. So I wanted to show you the different time frames as well, how when you back it out, you're able to see the picture more clearly. So right here, we have our weekly chart. You can see fairly clearly that it has topped out with a resistance around 232.50 and a support around 218. We pull it back even further onto a monthly chart and you can see, we've really topped out. We've slowed up here at this resistance level. You will start to see the histogram on the MACD down here at the bottom is starting to curl over. We have that first monthly chart showing a sell-off from the highs. Seeing this as an index of 2,000 stocks, it really does make you aware that maybe the market is ready to take some profits and potentially correct a little bit. If we look back to 2018, 2019, when we had that correction. Obviously, last year was a bit of an extreme, but if we look back for the past two corrections, it would bring us to that yellow line, the 50 simple moving average on the monthly chart. So that would be a pretty hefty correction from where we're located now up at 223. That would be roughly 70 points on the Russell IWM ETF. So looking for being prepared to potentially trim some positions, in my opinion, potentially put on some puts as protection or short positions, watching to see if that volume is going to come in and blast us higher, or is this really going to be a correction all over again, which we usually see at the beginning of the year, but rarely in the middle of the summer. So just being prepared for it. Also looking at XLF again, the financial ETF. This is made up of banks and financial stocks, as well as this makes up 21% of IWM, that Russell 2000, 15% of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and 13% of the S&P 500. So when we see that the banks are correcting, we will see that that's going to affect the indexes as well. So looking for this to see if we're going to break below, this is a weekly chart, the 20 simple moving average, that green line at roughly $36. If we break below that $36, I would be looking for a correction back down to that yellow line, down to 30, if not even further down to that 26.75. We do see that we have a sell-off signal on that MACD line. And looking at that, I'm also taking into consideration Bank of America. Bank of America is one of the weaker bank stocks right now, a larger holding in XLF. And as you can see, we do have a rough support around $39. So that's going to be my, hey, if we drop below $39 with some volume, again, the MACD signal line has given us a sell position. So keeping all that in mind, it looks like we had a dead cat bounce and now a continuation potential wave 3 for those Elliott waivers out there, that we could see this have a bigger move to the downside. And when we look at that 50 simple moving average at 32.40, that would also put us at the rough resistance line that we had back late December. Keeping in mind, indexes are affected by the stocks. Well, you might not realize, but AMC is actually the largest holding in the Russell 2000 right now. So the fact that we are starting to see this correct, this is the daily chart. You see that we did top off much like we saw with the IWM, and it's much clearer on the weekly. We can see that, wow, that momentum has really stalled. Like a rock that you throw up into the air, that momentum to the upside can only continue as long as the buyers are still interested in buying. We do have the ape army. They are strong, trying to hold this up in buying calls and creating a gamma squeeze. However, many times that does tend to fail on a Friday, and we're starting to see that that momentum is really slowing down here, especially on the weekly chart. Here is that breakdown of the IWM. You can see top holding is AMC. So that's also going to affect the Russell 2000 ETF IWM when AMC is pulling back today. This is taken from ETF.com. Last one, I wanted to leave it on a positive note. Last one I do like to the long side is going to be TLT, the iShares 20-year Treasury Bond ETF. This is a daily chart. As you can see, when fear comes into the picture, many times people will buy into bonds. It's a safe haven, receiving interest on your money. It's going to move to the upside. Also potential with the Fed releasing their minutes from FOMC today that, hey, they're going to be talking about tapering and then raising rates. That's when these bonds are going to go into effect as that safe haven, because as the rates raise, we tend to see a decrease in the price of stocks. So it's all sort of going hand in hand today. Remember, it does depend on what the Fed does, as they do tend to run the market with their decisions and with their announcements. A lot of this also corresponds to dark pool prints that we have seen on these ETFs and stocks in particular. So if you are interested in learning more about the dark pools, please come over and join me at the Training Pit. I do teach there 2 times a week, and we have 2 webinars every single day. Again, if you have any questions and you'd like to reach out to me, my email address is jane@cjanetrade.com. As I always like to say, carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time, and have an amazing day. This is your Daily 5. Thanks for watching.
Hey, Grayson Rose here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're gonna bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.